Hello, everybody. Miss Cleo's right there. Yep, there she is. Today is Sunday, so it's time for Scraplift Crafternoon, and our Scraplift this week is by Miss Jennifer Kane, and this is so neat. It's a day and a half by 11, so we'll have to stretch it to a 12 by 12. The stuff behind it's actually like close-up photos of the actual layout here, but what she has is this kind of half pie chart, let's call it, with a bunch of stars. There's some mixed media on here, a big photo with the little font. There's actually the date down here, tag, all kinds of good stuff. This very dramatic layout. Now, she's got a black and white photo. I didn't go black and white. I thought about it, but I don't know. I just felt like doing Miss Cleo in normal. Now, mine's a 4x6. I hope that's going to work. If not, I can trim it, but basically, this is her getting into my stuff. And so what I did pull out is I got into my Vicki Boutin, and I have 3 options. I haven't decided yet. So I have this pie chart here. I may go with this one because I think this will be the easiest to cut like she's kind of got going on here. I also have this one. I don't think that's going to work though, only because it's 4 pieces essentially. And I'd have to which is not a big deal, but I could cut them. So I haven't for sure decided. And then there was this option, which, could come out from behind the photo like this, and I could cut them. So those are my 3 options, and I need to decide. She's using a black piece of cardstock, so that, I don't know if I have one over here. I'm going to have to go grab one. That'll be kind of easy. And again, I got on my Vicki Boutin here. There's a lot of stars. I think I've got some wooden veneer stars, because I can use my inks and color them. And then, of course, she's got like white splatters and stuff like that. And then, of course, there's tons of little, I think I'm going to call this Into Everything. Because she's into everything. So, let me decide which of my 3 papers here. And honestly, down below, I want you to comment which of these 3 you would have chosen. If you don't choose, once I pick one, of course, you're going to see it in a minute. But let me know which ones you would have chosen. Okay, there's this pie, and then there's this kind of explosion here that I'd have to do from behind. So let me know which ones you would have chosen. I'll have to cut like a circle and then do it. So, I'm curious. All right, let me get back on after I've made some decisions. All right, you guys, I went with this one. I think I'm going to end up with potentially, I don't know. We'll see how this works out. I don't think I can use these 2 pieces here. I'm going to cut these now. So I went with the side here. I took my round cutter and I used my red blade. And I think I'm going to cut from here. And I think it'll still work. I'm going to make it work. Let's just say that. You know what? Where there's a will, there's a way, right? And there's a piece of paper to go with it. Okay, so there's that one. Now, she's kind of got this rainbow situation, right? So, I don't know that it matters if it's not 100% the same. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Let's be real. It's a Scraplift, right? So, you can do what you want with a Scraplift. Like, take it and be inspired by. And, it's not like I'm going to get kicked off the Scraplift club or whatever and told you can't play anymore. Get out of our sandbox or any of that stuff. And she's a friend of mine, so she's going to be like, oh, no, you do what you want. She's so sweet, you guys. All right. So if I'm doing this, I kind of almost have to come down. I need to spread them out. And I may end up having to cut some of these shorter in this direction. We'll see. I don't really wish to, because I enjoy this. I enjoy the look. So I could come down like this. I want to keep 2 pieces together. I don't want it to be separated too much. I don't want like a single color, because I think that looks strange for my design, because I have done this. I may scuff these edges too, by the way. So mine's not going to be exactly the same, right? Because she has, 5 pieces. I really like that. Let me cut this piece off. And then I'll cut these blue and green. Once I do this, I'll shoot over to the voicemail. I keep calling it voicemail. I don't know why. I guess my brain just, because see, that's not going to work. It has to come from here. So I'm thinking maybe I even rotate this. It's a little different, you guys. I recognize that. But I think that looks cool. And then Miss Cleo can come here. So this will be looking, I can bring this in if I want to here. I may have to snip these off. I mean, I might have to rotate it a little more and then snip them off. Is what I'm imagining here. That's cute, actually. Okay, let me go grab a piece of black cardstock and all that good stuff, and I'll be back. Well, you guys, I should have, just a quick check-in, because I should have actually put on a piece of paper before I made the assumption of where things would go, because I only have so much room here. So, it's not a big deal. But I'm definitely going to have to snip these, which is fine. I'll say that. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. All right, so there's where we're going to be. I had that on here, and I shouldn't have had that on there, just to check it. So, that's where we're going to be. Okay, let me do a little bit of work. I'll be back on. Okay, you guys, I've got the 4 inks that I decided to use to color my little wooden stars sitting there. So if you want to take a peek at it and, you know, if you happen to want to recreate or whatever, just so you can see the colors I did use. The only color that I feel like is a little bit missing is that more neutral color in between the like turquoisey color and the little yellowy green color. There's like I should have probably used like old paper or something. Or what is it called? Old paper? I think so. But honestly, I don't know that color would have showed up on those stars. And so I didn't do it. It's okay. It looks cute anyways. So all I'm going to do here is take these inks. And I had separated my star piles into like 4 little piles. I wasn't like scientific about it. I laid them on the ground and I scooched them apart. And that's our ground on my table. And then I scooched them apart. And that's what I had. So I just take my little daubers and I go along and I color each of my stars till I get the color that I'm looking for. I did notice that her photo was matted with a couple of like black and white patterns. And so I went into my scraps and I found a couple. One of them happens to be, I believe that's a Vicky Booten pattern there, to be honest with you. The other one is just kind of a neat stripe. And so I use that little floral and then I use the little stripe here and I'm going to mat the photo. I think this gives a little bit of drama. I've also gotten off into my branding strips because she has on the left side of hers like a multicolored branding strip. And so I have pulled out one. I don't know if you can see it on my table yet. It's probably off to the side on the left side. Oh, no, there it is. It's on the bottom right down there. It's black with a bunch of little colored polka dots. And I thought that would look neat. So I'm still messing with this. I'm going to come in a moment and take my ATG and I'll glue like the ends of these papers. I'm still messing with these. Oh, here I am. I'm going to glue these down and then I will take my scissors and cut the little tail ends that are a little bit too much. On the left side of the photo there. So, but I'm just getting these in place for the moment. And then, yeah, I'm just going to grab my scissors and cut their little tails off because they're not needed. They're going to be under the photo. It is not a perfect circle. Hers is more of a perfect pie. Mine's a little less so. Not even a little bit less. It's a lot less so. But I think the look and feel is there, right? So, again, I'm going to come back in and just now permanently glue these down. I wanted to make sure the photo and the branding strip and all that kind of stuff fit there pretty well. I don't know if I noted it to you, but I did scuff the edges of the little pie pieces. I'm not sure she did that, to be honest with you, but with these this is a little more grungy looking to me, so I did that. And then here's my Mr. Huey's, and I'm just going all over with this white paint. I think it looked great on hers. I think this looks really pretty. I got a little on my glass mat, but that's okay. I wipe it up. There we go. And next, I think I'm going to put the branding strip down, and then I'll put the photo down. And, this isn't terribly, I don't do a ton of embellishment. The title is like the funnest part in a way. And you'll see me in just a moment. Luckily, I had 2 sets of that same, I think I'm using the same font she did. And I had 2 sets of it, thankfully, because I wanted to have a little bit longer titlets into everything. Now, I will tell you, I think I yanked on the T too much or something. So it kind of peels the little backing off and I'll have to fix it. It sticks to the photo and everything. It doesn't really matter. You can't really tell later, but I was like, well, shoot, I kind of messed that up and I have to fix it. Okay, so I'm going to get into here and I'll pull out my Into Everything. And she really is, you guys. I came up here the other day. I don't know if I've mentioned this or not. I came up here the other day and she had I had my ribbon on spools I have a slat wall and I have some of the display hooks like you might see in a store. So they just kind of hang on the wall and the ribbons are hanging on the little thing through the hole in the spool. Well, somehow, some way, she discovered those ribbons, and she undid one, like an entire roll of ribbon all over my room. It was just, I don't even get mad because it's like, well, okay. I mean, she's a kitten, and it's funny. It takes me a minute to spool that stuff back up, but she was funny. She had ribbon all over the place. She's getting it. She gets into whatever, it's whatever, and it's funny. But in on this photo here, she's up on my desk while I'm trying to do my planner, so she's playing with the stickers and stuff like that. But, that's why you get kittens, right? Because they're just into everything and they're funny. She gets really busy, When she's really busy, she doesn't want to really be picked up. But otherwise, if she gets sleepy or whatever, she loves cuddling. But she is into everything, right? I mean, that's just that's just what she is. So this is where I'm kind of messing, I think, with that title. Yeah, I've already got the T and H down there. I was struggling with those just a little bit, but I got those down. It's a little longer than her Mr. Serious, but I think it still looks cute. I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm looking at these. I have these washi stickers, and I thought about maybe using them, but I changed my mind. I set those aside for a minute. I have all my stars, so I'm going to start laying my stars out on my various colors, the tone-on-tone kind of look. And again, as I mentioned, you'll see, I think I cut away. I don't know if I keep you, well, maybe I do leave it all on here. I'll just kind of put them all down. I don't make you sit through me gluing them down. I will use Nuvo glue. I'll come back through and glue them down. I think my color match is pretty decent. It's a little bit darker, but the tone-on-tone is coming across, so I'm really happy about that. I'm just organizing the various little stars here. And then I've got some pink, and then I've got the red, is what you'll see in a second. And I don't have... the red is kind of what I did instead of I didn't really have the right orange, so I used the reddish. It was the Firehouse? Fire Brick, maybe, I think is what it's called. I used that on the orangey piece because the little lines on it were the reddish color. But if you notice, like right next to the title, that like neutral color there, I don't have any stars on it. And I think it looks okay, but it could have used some of the paper. I want to say old paper might have been a good color match, but I didn't grab that. So here I'm going to start fastening around. I'm going to start looking for, okay, what else do I need to put on here? She does have that little, she had like little gold dots, and I thought I had the gold arrows that she had on hers, but I must have used them up at some point, so I don't have those. But I did have a few of the gold dots. They were on the little font here, so I'll grab a few of those. I think I go even looking for some others. I could have used enamel dots, but I think she'd use the gold, and I wanted to use the gold, so I'm going to pick around on here. Oh, and in the lower right corner, she had the year. I think hers was 2009. I grabbed a 2 and a 5 off my sheet down there, or my little font thing here, so I'm going to end up using those. It's 25, right? It's 2025, so that's just what I did there. And then I think, I'm going to glue I'm going to use my Nuvo glue down in just a second, and then I'll find, you guys, I cannot remember now. Did I put something on the top? I didn't. I did not put where she had hello. I completely forgot, you guys. But I'm okay with it. We're just going to leave it be. I think it's really cute. So this is my layout, you guys. You can see I added a few more little gold dots. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the playlist, and of course check out Jennifer. She's got a great channel. I'm getting like her. I did get to meet her in real life, which was kind of cool. So but I've been working on some different design teams and stuff with her for a couple years. So y'all check her out. Talk soon. Bye.